No, it's off now. I cannot see you.
Oh no, I didn't change anything.
Hallo, dit is Petra Juliano met your Next Level live show. En dit keer gaat over cryptocurrency. En ik heb Anja Scheuts, spreek ik. Alleen met haar camera is dit moment wat aan de hand. En ik kan haar even dus niet zien. So Anja, can you hear me at this moment?
I hear you, and from my end, everything is fine. I wasn't even aware that my camera is not on.
Oh, okay. Oh, they can see you though. No, yeah, they can see us. So it probably was from my side that the camera was off. But people say they can see you. Hello, Diana. Hello, Louise. I see quite some people are watching at this moment. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm very thrilled to introduce to you Anja Scheuts this afternoon. We'll talk about cryptocurrency. I think, I hope really everything will be well going on the technology from our side, because I see already that her screen is frozen. But I can hear you, isn't it, Anja?
I hear you very well.
Okay,
yes.
Great. So let's go ahead. Let's move ahead. Because I think cryptocurrency is hot, and on the other side there's a lot of negativity around it, and I would love to know a lot about it. So let's start with the question: how did you, in your life, came across cryptocurrency? How come?
Okay. What's the short version of that? I have always been interested in money, not in a greedy way, but really like money is a very interesting, or how we affect money psychologically, how it affects us emotionally, and so on. So I've always been fascinated with money. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I started taking things to the next level, and I enrolled in an investment and trading course because I have never looked at money. And in also somebody, so that was a traditional trading course, but somebody eventually asked about Bitcoin in that course, and the trainer was really warning him against it and saying, don't touch it, and it's too dangerous, and it's too new, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, when I heard that, my interest was piqued, so I checked it out. Maybe the other person listened to the trainer, I don't know, but I checked it out, and I was absolutely fascinated. It was the second time by then that I had heard about Bitcoin. I heard about it 2 years earlier, but it didn't mean anything to me. This word Bitcoin, bits and bytes, it sounded techy and just irrelevant to me in my life at that time. So I forgot about it the moment I heard it. But now that I had all this new knowledge from the trading course and so on, I came to it from a different perspective, and I understood how a new money system might develop here in parallel to our current one. And maybe one day it's going to replace our current one. So I was really fascinated with that, and that's why I got more and more into it.
Okay, and you say a new money system. I'm really intrigued by that word, a new money system. How come that you think that cryptocurrency can become a new money system?
Well, because the way Bitcoin functions, and Bitcoin is, well, it's not really an umbrella term, but most people have only heard about Bitcoin, but in the meantime, there are actually over 1,000 crypto or digital currencies. Bitcoin was the first one, so let's just use the word Bitcoin for the sake of this conversation. And the way it works is completely different than our traditional money system. It's based on the blockchain. It runs on this new technology called the blockchain, which really is a new invention. And actually, the desire to create a new kind of money, which resulted in the blockchain, came out of the last financial crisis in 2008. And So this new technology, blockchain, allows us to be in touch directly. It's a network of computers that doesn't require a central authority anymore. And in our current system, banks, PayPal, or whatever, for everything, money, not only money, in every business or organization or in every area of life, we deal with central authorities that are in control of our data or our money or whatever, and that we need to go through as third-party service providers in order to do transactions with each other. Yeah, the only way when it comes to money to deal directly with each other is with cash, if we are in the same room. Yeah, but if I wanted to give you money right now, we're not in the same room, I have to send it to you through a bank, through PayPal, or whatever. So that means I need to use a third-party service provider. I need to pay them. They will have access to the data. So, and it takes longer than if I would just give it to you cash if we were in the same room. And Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are basically meant to be digital cash.
Okay, but does it mean that people will become their own bank when the blockchain will be introduced? Oh, wow.
Yes, that's exactly what it means. So that's on one hand a good thing, but it's also putting a lot more responsibility on ourselves.
A lot.
So because we have to deal with, well, there's no help desk anymore. Yeah. So if we lose the password to our money, we lose our money. Yeah. Our password, and in this crypto world, we don't deal with 4-digit PIN numbers. Yeah. We deal with long strings of code that nobody can possibly remember. And it's super important to remember those private keys, they are called. And we can't choose them ourselves. We will be given those codes. So there is a lot of responsibility involved. And there is quite a learning curve.
The question I receive a lot of times when I also when I was talking about that I will go into this interview, people said, yeah, but is it safe? Is cryptocurrency, is it safe? They think it's not safe enough.
Yeah, it's actually a lot safer than the way we currently do money. Simply because of the fact that we don't have to rely on central authorities and central storage locations anymore. Like our money with PayPal or online banking is, or not our money, but our data is stored on a central server. If that server gets or compromised, our money is gone. Yeah, but on the blockchain doesn't have a central location anymore. The blockchain is a network of computers and people, and everybody can participate in it. And the blockchain, all the data are stored across all of these computers at the same time. So you would take out 99% of the computers, it wouldn't matter. You only need one to who has all the data, basically. So from that point of view, it's a lot more secure, because also the Bitcoin blockchain has not been hacked yet. Because the data is so distributed, it's much harder to hack a network than just one safe or one server. From that point of view, it's very safe, but it's less safe in the sense that everything is with us. So we need to really trust ourselves that we don't lose our passwords. Yeah, so we have to ask ourselves, is my money safe with me? Do I want to be my own bank? Yeah, and this is to make the biggest mind switch, actually. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great to be in control, but what if we make a mistake? What if we lose a password? What if a friend of mine just gave her computer to a repair shop today? And I told her, did you remove this Bitcoin wallet? Did you close down this? So it's it's new things that we have to think about all of a sudden. Yeah.
And how, what would be, like me, I don't know anything about cryptocurrency or bitcoins and how to start with it. And I think also the people that are watching today that will listen also to this, the replay of this conversation, probably will not do anything with it yet. Why should we start and how can we start?
Well, why should we start? That's really a personal decision. Yeah. So there's nobody who says you need to invest in Bitcoin or start using Bitcoin in your daily life. So this is a personal decision. When I found Bitcoin, I was so fascinated and I saw so much potential for it to change the world that price increase also really in savings for that. It was like secondary. But so people should only get involved if they believe in it and if they understand it well enough to get started. Nobody should get into this just because other people are excited or other people are talking about it all the time. So that's really important. Mm-hmm. What was the other question? How
and why and how can people start with cryptocurrency?
Yeah. Well, starting is a wide term. There are different ways to get in. You can either buy your first coins. So there are online exchanges where platforms already to earn cryptocurrencies, which I think is really the best and safest and most risk-free way to get started, especially if you're still skeptical, and people should be skeptical. There are social media platforms now popping up where we can earn cryptocurrencies. So I'm always recommending people to, so one site is called Steemit with double E. And you can just, you start blogging and you can make a few coins. And once you earn a little bit, you will be automatically motivated to learn how to then get this crypto money out, change it to euros or something and put it in your pocket. So that's the best way to learn.
Okay. But now you're talking about the Bitcoin, and we have the regular money, which is still in the power of authorities. And then with the other one, we become our own bank. But will there be some kind of change then? Will there be a transformation? Like, will banks still exist? Or how do you see the development of this that we will become our own bank? How do you see this transformation go? Is that something that will happen for everybody in a couple of years, or how do you see that?
I think that depends on a few factors, and the most important thing is participation. We have now two systems, the old one and this potential new one, and whether something will transform or not, it depends on the fact if people will move slowly or quickly from one system to the other. Yeah? And maybe they will run in parallel for a while. Maybe this Bitcoin thing will not take off. We don't know. It is a matter of belief and participation. And I think notice that our world is changing, our values and what we trust and what we crave is changing. I personally do see or hope for a transformation, because I do believe that this if we do money on the blockchain, is equal and more inclusive. Right now is exclusive. We always hear about the 1% that own more money than the other 99%. And I believe we are moving from a mentality of profit for me to well-being for all. And the blockchain facilitates and supports that, because with the blockchain, like, I didn't know this before I got into Bitcoin, but there are about 2 billion people on the planet who don't have access to financial services, who don't have a bank account, nothing, in the development world. And either they live too far away from a bank or anything, or, well, bank accounts cost money, yeah, or they need an ID and they just don't have an ID. So there are many reasons why they are excluded from our current blockchain. Need is on smart be connected to the financial system, and that makes a huge difference. And apparently smartphones cost $10 or $15 in the development world, so this is not such a big hurdle as it may sound. And so that contributes to the well-being for all and inclusivity rather than exclusivity right now. So I do hope more and more people will hear about this, educate themselves, and decide to participate more and more.
Okay. And you said you can start with Steemit, to start with the cryptocurrency. What I was wondering, do you think that entrepreneurs will be the pioneers to start with it? Would that be more interesting maybe for if you are an entrepreneur to start with cryptocurrency?
I do believe that entrepreneurs by default are more open to new things, because in our business we have to learn new things almost every day. We are also a bit more used or familiar with decentralization already, because the moment we left our job, if we had worked for, and we started our business, we decentralized our income. Our income didn't come from a central source anymore. It comes from several clients now. So we understand a bit.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And also, especially if we have international clients. I mean, I work with I used to be online business manager. I had clients in the UK, in Australia, and they had clients from all over the world. And accepting payments from all over the world is difficult right now. And I mean, it's possible, but especially for small businesses. You know, the Germans want to pay by bank, Americans want to pay with credit card, others want to pay with PayPal. And to be able to offer this all in a small business, often the costs are not worth it, you know, and PayPal charges high fees. And some people say, yeah, it's just cost of business. It's true, but if we switch to digital currencies, we will pay a fraction of that. So, plus the blockchain makes micropayments possible. So this is also something like right now we can't send $5 to the Philippines or something through the bank, because it will cost us $25 to send it.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is something that digital currencies will make a lot easier and comfortable and faster and more secure. I think businesses in general will see the power of the blockchain faster than end users, because end users will not even notice if they use the blockchain, because it's like an operating system in the background. So if they come to a website, even if you go to Steemit, you don't know that there's a blockchain behind it. You know, for end user, it makes no to see the benefits once they really understand it.
Okay, and Anja, at this moment, what are your current activities around raising the awareness around Bitcoin?
Well, what we are doing right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm planning to do a lot more of that. And yeah, local workshops, my own. I just changed my website. This is still, well, not too new, but I sort of fell into teaching this because I'm really enthusiastic about money, always have been, and I have been coaching people with money already, and now this just adds a new dimension to it. And I've been teaching people how to get started since summer last year, I think. But I only now made it sort of official and changed my website. And, you know, you can get a free email series if you sign up, and I'm creating more and more products now. I will do local workshops. I have an online community. So, but it's all starting at the moment. I just gave a workshop in Chiang Mai in Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand.
So I can do this wherever I go, online or offline.
I was thinking, because a lot of entrepreneurs also struggle with their money mindset, as they call it. Do you think that how will working with the blockchain and the Bitcoin, how will it impact their money mindset? Do you think?
I only have a spiritual answer to that.
Oh, well, that would be great. I would love that. I would love that.
I really feel that this new system just resonates with us more energetically, especially with women, maybe with men too, but I work more with women, so that's why I can't speak for the men here. But I believe the reason that so many people have trouble with dealing with money is because this old paradigm system simply doesn't agree with us on a cellular energetical level. And because it is based on profit and competition and just all sorts of things that most of us don't value anymore. And maybe those things were really important in the past, but now it's about well-being for all, and we are not happy if only we profit or benefit from something. We want our clients, our family, our community we want everybody to be well.
Yes, exactly.
And as I said, the blockchain facilitates that. And plus, something I haven't mentioned yet, the blockchain, the inventor of the blockchain is somebody called Satoshi Nakamoto. It's a pseudonym, so nobody knows who it is. So it's somebody who didn't go to the patent office and said, I just invented this huge thing and I want to claim intellectual property on that. He didn't do that. He disappeared and he gave the code for the blockchain to the world. As it's open source, everybody can take the code and build their own blockchain.
Ah, okay.
Purposes. I'm getting goosebumps while I'm
yeah.
Because that's unheard of, you know. So why didn't he try to profit from that? You know, and I mean, he has lots of bitcoins, you know, so he's okay, I think, or she.
Yeah.
But they just gave a gift to the world, and that to me is like a higher consciousness kind of thing. So a completely different way of doing things. So yes, I believe that this will just resonate with people more and maybe automatically solve some money things for them.
Oh, wow. I got a question of Jose, and she's asking, how many blockchains are there?
I think there are hundreds popping up every day. I don't know. There is a site called coinmarketcap.com. And there are, I think, 1,500 coins or tokens listed right now.
Coin market, and then?
I think I can type it also here.
Thanks.
Coinmarketcap.com. So this is basically a ranking of all the coins that are there, and every coin has a blockchain. So you will see Bitcoin on top, and then Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, and so on. And so right now I think there are about 1,500 or so. But yeah, there are so many people, everybody basically who has coding skills can create their own blockchain.
Ah, okay, that's how it actually works.
Yeah, so they take the original code either from Bitcoin or from another project that exists in the meantime, and they make small changes for their purpose. So everybody can, so we have Bitcoin for money, we have Steemit for social media. So every blockchain can serve a different purpose. We will have, hopefully, blockchain for elections, for political elections, because the good thing about the blockchain is that it's transparent and it's immutable. That means nobody can change it. So once you cast a vote, nobody can erase that vote or change it or rig the system.
I thought, thank you. I thought blockchain was only for money, for transferring money. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess many people think that. That's because Bitcoin was the first app. So Bitcoin and blockchain arrived together. Yeah, but the actual invention is the blockchain, and Bitcoin was just the first use case that showed us this is how we can do money on the blockchain. But we can do lots of other things on the blockchain. We can do Facebook on the blockchain.
Ah, okay.
Then our data will be really secure.
Finally, yeah, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand it better. But it's not necessary that you have any understanding of coding when you want to interact with the blockchain, I guess.
No, like I said, I really encourage people to check out steemit.com because that's basically just a blogging platform like medium.com, for example.
Yeah.
It looks a bit different, but you post basically, and then you have like buttons and you can comment and you can share, and that's it. We all know how that works. We do it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram every day. In this case, we get paid when we click a like button, or somebody else gets paid, and not from us. It doesn't come out of our pocket, but the money gets generated on the blockchain. That is very hard for people to understand, but we don't need to go into this today, I think. But it's just a perfect way to get started and to interact with the blockchain.
Okay, and I received another question, and I'm not sure if it's clear. This question: Are there other purposes active nowadays?
Other purposes besides money, maybe?
Yeah, and I think you already mentioned that, I guess.
Yeah, is it, I wonder if we have a delay and we just answered it. Otherwise, Jose, maybe you can clarify a little bit what exactly you mean. So other purposes, like I mentioned, social media, for example, or elections, or supply chain, for example, like, for example, with organic food, right now, we trust when we go to a shop that this apple is organic just because it has a certain label on it, you know. But if the supply chain is done on the blockchain, then maybe, you know, so it gets scanned at every destination on an immutable database, so nobody can fake data, and we can trust basically an algorithm or a database software that this is really organic and nobody tampered with the data during the process.
Okay, yes, thank you. She understands better in a day. So, but that's interesting because you say we can do Facebook with the blockchain. Well, so that's quite disruptive then for the business model of Mark Zuckerberg, I guess.
Especially if it's not going to be Facebook, but a different platform that suddenly pops up and does all that.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too, because then we can have indeed a social media platform which is will be really secure with our data. Then, wow.
Yeah.
That's really.
And actually, there's one that launched yesterday.
Oh wow! Yeah, it must. Okay, but and when do you think will we hear more about it? Can we read already something about it in the news, or
Yes, I'm going to type it here. I'm going to type it in here. It's called Ono, O-N-O.chat, but it's only in Chinese right now.
Oh, okay.
So whoever understands Chinese can read it. But it's had a huge launch yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen the app, what it looks like, and it's very similar to Facebook and what we know. And I think within a month or so, they will be launching in the English-speaking or international world. So I just encourage people to look out for that. Maybe check again in a me neither.
Yeah, but that's really, really interesting that I hear this now from you now, because I was talking with a really great social media guy here in Rotterdam. And I was talking about that I went to San Diego for the internet. Everybody, they learn a lot more about internet. And then he said to me, "Well, you should check out China." And now I see this, and I think China is far more ahead, and they're very, very smart over there. I think they're even more far ahead when it concerns social media, and this well, with this information, well, how can I say that? Acknowledge what he told me. So I'm not totally surprised actually, but it's really amazing.
It's also interesting timing because we have this Facebook data breach debate going on, and many people are frustrated with Facebook and I think closing down their accounts. And then at the same time, this other one is popping up, and it could also be that this really will help with adoption of cryptocurrency in the mainstream, because on Ono we will also be rewarded for sharing, for interacting on the site. And also for advertisement. I mean, our most valuable commodity right now is our attention. Like, businesses are fighting for our attention, and there will come a time, or it's actually already there, where we will not get free stuff on the internet. We will actually get paid in order to consume previously free stuff. So we will get paid by the advertiser directly if we see an ad in our feed.
Oh, wow.
Because and the blockchain makes it possible that we will get cents or however tiny micropayments for that.
Wow.
So and Ono will be pretty big, I have a feeling, from what I heard during the past week. And so maybe they will help adoption and awareness of cryptocurrencies in the mainstream.
Well, it's really great, because I had a vision. It was in 2012. I was in Amsterdam in a little church. It was really weird, and I was had a vision about that would be an equal flow of money between the human beings, society, and businesses. I called it a network of purpose, and now my business will be called Network of Purpose. I will change my business name to Network of Purpose, and now I hear all this. So that's really, really interesting. That I already have probably some kind of vision that hopefully it will really happen. I hope. What we hear, of course, also the news, the media is talking about cryptocurrency, about Bitcoin, but they don't talk about it in a really positive way. I hear you talk about, oh, like it's hallelujah, here comes the Bitcoin. But that's not the way the media is talking about it. Do you have any idea why they talk quite negatively about it?
Well, I think it has changed over the past year. I think it has to do with a couple of things. First of all, I think it just wasn't taken seriously, because like most of us, we first hear about it and we think it's just for online gamers or nerds or something. But once the price went past $10,000, suddenly people thought, oh, maybe we should look at this. Maybe this is something.
Okay.
But of course, media, I mean, we need to understand if Bitcoin and blockchain and everything that will be built on the blockchain removes the middleman and removes the central authorities that we have been relying on so far, then they have to give away their power.
Yes.
If they are not needed anymore, I mean, nobody wants to just let go of their power.
No.
So, and of course, it will get bad media coverage. You know, if the media are controlling how we think. You know, so I mean, they want us to think a certain way, and they will say, okay, Bitcoin is bad, so don't get into Bitcoin. But we are all becoming more and more conscious. Most people I know don't even have a TV anymore. So we also want to shield our thoughts or our exposure to those things. And most people know that every media station, I mean, that there are only 5 media companies or something in the world that control
exactly.
So, but the narrative has changed. In the past, it was all about the dark web and whatever. Bitcoin is only used to launder money, and that's not even true anymore. But also now, last week, really the big banks, Rockefeller, Rothschild, and so on, they started to get into cryptocurrencies. This might be a good thing or a bad thing. They, of course, will not invest in Bitcoin and make the price rise. They will just trade and profit themselves. But from a mainstream adoption point of view, I think it's really good because the mainstream starts trusting things more when they see the big institutions getting involved in it. So, and I think that will also change, continue to change the narrative on the media, and hopefully we'll see more positive news what Bitcoin can do. Yeah.
And you said you work on this mainly with women. Why women?
That's actually a coincidence because I have been self-employed for 10 years now, and you and me, we met in a business group, which is maybe also 80% women.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I took all these courses, I hang out in all of these groups, and most of them happen to be women. Just my network, you know. And it's also, you know, we speak, it's also the conscious and spiritual women. So I'm not excluding men, everybody's welcome. It's just, it just happens to be my people, my target group, and I speak their language. So, but if a local workshop, of course, there are also men there as well. So,
but are the women at this moment in time, what a question! At this moment in time, are they more aware, conscious about what's happening than men?
I don't know. To me, it feels like that, but that's because I just happen to hang out with mostly women.
It might be that the men maybe are just as conscious, but they have maybe something to lose at this moment in time. Also, not maybe in the future, but yeah.
I don't know. What I can say is that because now that I've entered the crypto space, the Bitcoin community, and I attend lots of local events, that is also still a men's world because it's a tech world, you know. But the men that I meet there, many of them are highly conscious people, and I think it's also level of consciousness or a certain way of thinking to be open for this new world in the first place, to be attracted to it. Because many people feel or something is wrong, and that so much or most of it is driven by money. So something must be wrong with our money system. But they don't know what could replace it. So when they then hear of something like Bitcoin, they are just more open to it than regular people, or I don't know. So that's why the people the men that I meet at these Bitcoin events, they are highly conscious and very interested in all sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What also intrigues me is that the regular banks, authorities, they have at the moment, I see in the Netherlands, I see they're organizing a lot of events around the blockchain, but they're not so much talking about the cryptocurrency. Do you know why?
That's a matter of centralization and decentralization.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is completely decentralized. Yeah. So there is no central bank who prints Bitcoins or something. But of course, the technology of Bitcoin, the blockchain, makes things faster, more secure, and cheaper. Who doesn't want that? Which business wouldn't want that? So they want the technology, but they want to create centralized blockchains because they want to be smart. And I'm not saying that everything needs to be decentralized from now on. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but money should be decentralized.
Yeah, that's the real stuff behind it all, right? Power to the people, right?
Business, they want to have the technology but not lose the power.
Okay. As maybe also quite interesting question, I think, but also a bit weird question. But how do you? I know you're not like looking in your glass and can see the future, but you know a lot, of course, about around money, about cryptocurrency, and also about the regular banks. How do you see the economy evolving for the next couple of years? Will we go into a recession again, or will it? Because now everything goes up. People are buying houses like crazy here in the Netherlands, maybe in Germany too. It's like it's again like, okay, the sky is the limit again, right? And we've seen that before. And then I've been into internet since the end of the 90s, and then I was in the internet bubble. I experienced it all. But how do you see that for the economy? Because we're all happy, but will there be a downturn too?
If the people are right that I follow, then I hear a lot of, I mean, even Bill Gates, or, you know, most people who are in business or who are economists or on Wall Street, whatever, they know there will be another financial crisis. Nobody knows when. Many people say that the one from 2008 has never really been solved, just delayed. Yeah. So I don't know. I do believe it, but also I look at things more from a meta perspective, and I just feel stuff is going on. You know, something is building up, and it's no coincidence that something like Bitcoin and blockchain is suddenly coming and offered. Yeah, and I also listen to the astrologers. Astrologers are talking about big changes in the financial system. As of I think 16th of May, some stars are moving somehow, and so it doesn't mean that something happens on the 16th of May, but that the energies are shifting somehow that will impact our financial system and the power structures. So I just listen to lots of different views. I do believe something will shift. I hope it will be a very peaceful transformation, because a solution is there. Yeah, so we have. It's not that something will collapse, and we have a solution that we can move. Yeah. So that's why for me, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know we have two systems right now. One that we have been living in forever, and the other one that's still very, very new. But I just want to be in both. I want to be diversified.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
But also I know the risk. Yeah, I mean, this Bitcoin is still very, very new. You know, nobody should put all their money.
Okay. So you should not go. It's not like, oh, I should take all my money from the bank and go, and vice versa. Yeah. Okay. Yes, some Jose is saying, I believe that a part of the current banks will get into a crisis, but I also believe that some others will not because they have another system. It might be, it might be. We cannot look in that far in the future, indeed. Okay, well, Anja, where can people find you? Where can they see what you do and know a lot about get educated more about money and about cryptocurrency and the new economy?
Okay, I've just typed my website here, anjaschütz.net, because it's a very German name, so for international, and especially Dutch people like to turn the U and the E around.
I did before.
I have a free crypto fitness email series there, which covers a little bit what we talked about today, like how is this new digital money different from the digital money we already have, and what's the background, of this new system and the old system. So it's not technical, it's just a little bit information on the why should we care. Yeah, I'm on Medium and on Twitter and on Steemit under the name Connect Economy, so people can look me up.
You can put it in the chat indeed. Okay, so that's on Twitter, right? Connect Economy.
On Twitter, on Medium, and on Steemit.
Okay.
And maybe soon on Ono.
Yeah, we all go to Ono.
On the Ono chat site, you can switch the language to English. So it's not too much information yet, I think, but at least something. But I would just encourage people to check again in a month. Well, if it's big, we will all hear about it anyway.
It will be on the news, indeed. Well, I want to thank you very, very, very much for your time and to introduce us all about what is a cryptocurrency, what is a Bitcoin, and what is the blockchain, and how it will probably impact a lot and our lives, our economic life, and our responsibility. It will be more responsible about our money. I think that's a very, very good thing, and that is power to the people, huh? Yes.
And thank you for speaking with me on your birthday.
Yeah, we talk about money on our birthday. That's so great. But about power to the people, especially, that's even greater.
And thank you.
Yes, thank you very, very much, Anja, and thank you very much for the people who have been watching. If you have another questions, please put it in the chat or in the ask a question section, and I will always send it to the question to Anja. Thank you very much, Jose. I see quite some people still. Johan and Diana and Louise and Marieke and bye bye. To you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.